Nah, he just shooting me. They don't realize I ain't shot him one time. I'm not toxic like the rest of my clan, but, you know. I'm not toxic like the rest of my clan, but, you know. I'm not toxic like the rest of my clan, but, you know. Yeah, they don't know that. It's cool, though. I ain't tripping.
I got PVO right here, huh?
Alright, man, I'm gonna get it for you, bro.
But I wish.
Yep, I'm finding them right now. One's down. One's down.
That motherfucker got
I'm gonna get it for
me.
you.
One's down.
Oh, damn.
That motherfucker got me.
Thumbs.
Yeah.
That's clever thumbs.
Got another one.
Come on.
Think you can save yourself?
Oh, you killed. He killed on me.
Rogue agent eliminated.
He killed on me. I don't know.
Rogue agent. Contaminated gear detected. Now detecting contaminated gear. Landmark has been cleared.
I ain't even touch you one time. Nah, he just shooting me. They don't realize I ain't shot him one time. I'm not toxic like the rest of my clan, but, you know. Yeah, they don't know that. It's cool, though. I ain't tripping.
Vital signs critical.
He don't really no bullets into him. Like, it wasn't even a...
Hero almost at extraction zone. Contaminated gear detected.
Alright, this nigga's about to die.
Hero is on site.
No, sir.
Immediate
No, sir.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your man KleverThumbs, and we are bringing you a brand new build video for 2021. This is the first build video of the year. Definitely really powerful build. I did upload the gameplay almost a week ago. Sorry about the late upload, but let's get right into it. Before we do, definitely smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. That way you guys are aware when I do upload throughout the year. So let's get started into the build video. If you guys didn't watch the clips, you guys are going to realize that I was putting people on bleed, and you probably did see some wicked proc on the bottom. I'm going to explain to you this build thoroughly and why it hits really hard. So let's break down the specialization. You guys can run with whatever you want. I just chose to go with the firewall, test it out. I've been trying the gunner. That way I can put people on the Banshee pulse and still proc wicked. There's a number of ways to run this, but this is what I decided to stick with. And also my two primary guns, you guys can run whatever you want. I chose to run the Sadist and Lady Death, and I'll explain to you why. The Vector SBR 45 ACP, I'm actually going to tell you exactly why you probably want to run this with the firewall, because if you guys actually do go to the mods, I don't ever really do the mods, the build videos, but let's break it down for you. I got 5% critical hit damage, 5% critical hit damage, and if you come down here, you actually get to put that 10% critical hit damage from the firewall specialization. So some people know that, some people don't. It's a great tip for this gun. Granted, you do lose a little bit of weapon damage, but you do gain some extra mag size, and this critical hit damage does make up for that lack of damage. And as well with the 20 rounds, this will put you at 45 magazine And you know, SMG damage, critical hit chance, and damage targets out of cover. Status, if excuse me, if I'm not mistaken, status actually is amplified. I know it doesn't say it, but we did a little bit of math, and turns out that this status is amplified damage, if I'm not mistaken, as well as wicked. But don't quote me on that, could be wrong. But this build is smacking. It's pretty powerful. I've had this setup before, and it didn't hit this hard, so I don't know if it's like it's couple things are amplified and they're not supposed to be, but this build does hit pretty hard, fast, and effectively. The Lady Death is really good because you're just stacking all this amplified damage. You already have 75%, and if the Wicked, I believe, is amplified. Don't quote me on that, but like I'm saying, it feels like it's amplified. Well, as far as the papers, the numbers on the paper go, so we'll see. But let's moving on to the mask. The mask, Sokolov mask. I have a really good one. God roll, as you guys can see. Max armor, 12% critical hit damage, and 6% critical hit chance with a mod of 11.6 critical hit damage. The 2-piece Sokolov gives you that 10% SMG damage, 15% critical hit damage. Moving on to the chest piece. The chest piece is actually the exotic Ridgeways Pride. Max everything again. Max 15 weapon damage, max 6% critical hit chance, max 12% critical hit damage. We're not speccing into status effect and armor regen at all. That's not what this is for. This is straight for getting people on some type of status effect, getting that additional weapon damage, and shredding them. So that's why I have the two different guns set up. But moving on from the chest piece on down to the holster. So the holster is a Sokolov. It's actually going to be that second piece. It's going to give me that 15% critical hit damage. For the core attribute, the 170k armor, 5.6 critical hit chance, and 10.6 critical hit damage. So you guys can see I do have 1.5 million armor, 2 reds and 4 blues. This build is got decent amount of armor and it shreds amazingly. Let me actually switch this because this is actually what I was rocking before, but I did happen to get a different pair of Fox's Prayers, and I do have to optimize it because it came with like 7.4. It was pretty sad, and the weapon was like 4 weapon. But the Fox's Prayers, the reason why is because you want that damage targets out of cover. That's amplified damage right there, which is going to help you with your Lady Death. It's going to help you with bleeding enemies. It's going to help you with damage targets out of cover, as it quotes. Like I said, having a max rolled one was going to help you even more. So Fox's Prayers is really good, and if you guys do know, then Contractors does follow right up because these are the 2 best in slots. So the core attributes 170k armor, 8% damage to armor, which is multiplicative, and 10.7 critical hit damage. Moving on to the backpack, which I did show you guys already. 11.1 weapon damage, 10.5 critical hit chance, and damage. And if I did have critical hit chance on here, that would be amazing. Actually, I do have a better backpack here. Sorry guys, I should have already thrown it on. So I got this backpack with 14.2 weapon damage, 11.9 critical hit damage. I know I have a 12%. I can roll on there, but armor regen and wicked. So let me go ahead and throw this mod slot on here, that way you guys can show you what the critical hit damage is for here. Let's go ahead and throw this one right here. So now we have critical hit damage everywhere. I'm going to show you the numbers for the skills. I do run the striker, why not? You have firewall, it's going to help you absorb some damage, even though shields do take 33% more damage than before. So the hive, the stinger, you guys can use decoy. Like I said, if you guys do choose to run gunner, you guys can use the banshee pulse, which is actually going to help you amazingly. People are going to miss their shots while you're still shredding them. It's pretty good. You guys can use whatever you want, but like I said, the bleed hive, because sometimes when you shoot enemies with the Ridgeways Pride, it doesn't really proc it. So I don't know if it's a bug, if it's just like not registering or what, but sometimes it's a hit or miss if you shoot enemies and they catch on bleed or not. That's why I have the bleed hive. It's gonna help me regen a little bit. It's not much, but if you guys aren't familiar with this, you pretty much get regen pretty much on how many people you're bleeding. 1 person 3, 2 6, so on and so forth, to up to 48% if you have 5 people. That's pretty powerful right there. 48% incoming repair a second. So moving on to the critical hit damage numbers. So we are sitting at 43. Let's just go with 44 critical hit chance. Like I said, if I have critical hit chance on my backpack, I would be at pretty much what, almost 50 crit chance and 196 crit damage. This build is extremely powerful. I'm trying to tell you guys, this thing melts all reaction time. Definitely go out there and try it. People will try to run hazard builds on you. That's okay. If they run that hazard build, literally all you have to do to proc Wicked is super simple. All you have to do is switch over to your jammer pulls. Now, if you jam them and they have 100%, if you jam them and they have 100% hazard protection, I'm sorry, they have 100% hazard protection, and you jam them, you are still going to get Wicked. Why? Because more than likely they're gonna have a skill out, a shield, a hive, a drone, something. They are going to have a skill active, and when you jam them, you automatically get Wicked. So definitely little tips and tricks here on the KleverThumbs channel. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by. Definitely get yourselves one of these builds right here and go try it out in the dark zone. You're gonna thank me later, because this build is shredding. Like I said, this build is amazing. Definitely go test it out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Like I said, I hope you guys have a happy new year. Definitely let's start it off right, and we're gonna get it booming and popping. Let's get it. This is your man KleverThumbs, and I'm signing out. Peace.